Go ahead.
Welcome, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jeff Olson, and we are in our second Healthy Living Revolution series. We're going to run these series through the summer. This is our second one. We'll be launching again in June. And I'm really excited to be with you all tonight and full of gratitude. I've been in this conversation for over 15 years. And I can remember 15 years ago when someone introduced this conversation to me, maybe through a conversation like tonight online. And I thought it was a pretty timely conversation. I understood that these plant powders were a little bit different than, some other approaches, and it was kind of a better way. I did have some resistance around, how it was distributed, and resistance is wonderful. We welcome resistance, but I would encourage those that are new tonight to come with open hearts and open ears. Resistance is fine as long as you're willing to sort of, kind of do your homework and lean in and get the facts so you can make strong decisions. It made sense to me pretty much straight away. Plant powders, I kind of got that idea. You're going to be introduced to that tonight. But for the new people, I want to welcome the new people because I didn't know what I didn't know. And it was through educational events like this that I learned about my blind spots, and I had some discovery and some enlightenment. And that's kind of where personal growth occurs, is in that, you don't even know what you don't even know area. I was kind of just so everyone knows a little bit of my background. I was a kind of a transport for testosterone in a former life. I was a professional athlete. Then I worked on Wall Street. Then I did the dot-com tech bubble, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. And in the course of that, this idea of plant powders and produce concentrates was introduced to me, made immediate sense to me. My wife, who will be speaking in a little bit, it didn't quite make sense to her. So it was triangulated again to her a year later, the same conversation, and it made sense. So this idea of maybe third-party conversations, and many of you are on tonight hearing from someone else. So tonight, for the new people, I invite you to listen and see if you hear your story and their story, and see if what we're up to is a better way for whether you're trying to close the gap or get to higher ground with your health, or you're trying to create some lifestyle for yourself around time freedom and cash flow and those kinds of things. In the end, at the end of this quick half hour, you're going to hear from 6 or 7 of us, and I guess the invitation is, if you have this sort of feeling, cool, tell me more, then I would encourage you to follow up with the person that invited you to tonight's call. So I want to go ahead and just launch and get underway. As I said, I came to this with some resistance, and we welcome that, but hopefully you're going to hear some things that might want to spur you on to seek more information after this call. So I'm going to actually have Lacey Wheeler from Boulder, Colorado, hop right on and introduce us to this idea of plant powders and produce concentrates, and what is this stuff called Juice Plus. Lacey, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. I'm Lacey, and I believe health and prosperity are a birthright. I believe everyone deserves to be optimally healthy, and I envision a world where people are empowered to take control of their health and get back to the simplicity of clean eating and good nutrition as a lifestyle. But how? How do we accomplish that? It has to start with our fork, right? What we're putting in our bodies. So we all know we need to eat better, but actually doing that is a far different story. The recommendation for fruit and veggie consumption is 9 to 13 servings, the size of your fist, every day, not every other day, not once a week, every day. And the stats show that the average person in this country is only getting about 2 to 3 servings per day. And they actually count ketchup as one of them. That's crazy. So we also know that doctors and scientists are now saying that 75 to 90% of illness and disease can be prevented with diet and nutrition. That's staggering. So since all disease is just a form of inflammation, we need to be flooding our bodies with the most nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods that this planet produces. But what are those? Well, you guessed it, fruits and veggies, right? So we just need to eat more, but that's where we need help. I'm a vegetarian. I'm very passionate about health, and I can't get anywhere near 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, much less in a variety of colors. And actually, that number of servings nearly doubles if you're an athlete or if you're fighting a disease or an illness. So we need to find an easy, affordable, convenient way to bridge this nutritional gap so that we can really up-level our health. And that's where Juice Plus comes in. So hear me out, because it's a super simple concept. So Juice Plus is the 30 of the most nutrient-dense, vine-ripened fruits, veggies, and berries in a rainbow of colors. They take the entire raw fruit or vegetable, including the most nutrient-dense parts that we normally discard, like the rind, that giant blender. They extract the water, the sugar, and the salt, and then that slurry is dehydrated at very low temperatures. So it preserves all of the nutrients and all of the live enzymes from the original fruit and vegetable. And then those resulting powders are put into easy to consume forms like capsules and these yummy gummies for kids, or if you're just a kid at heart. This is what it looks like if you take them out of the bottle. You see that? These gummies look really good. I want to eat them right now. But I'm super excited to tell you guys about this part. The Juice Plus company is called the Company with a Heart. And one of the many reasons for this is the Children's Health Study. It's the largest field study of its kind where children over the age of 4 through full-time college student can get the fruit and veggie capsules or gummies for free for up to 4 years of the participating adult. So it's a 2-for-1. And the results of the Children's Health Study have been absolutely staggering. The study has shown that both kids and their adult sponsors have had fewer sick days, fewer doctor's visits, fewer missed days of school and work, and their immune systems improve, and they want to eat better, healthier things. Do you know how huge that is if you've got a picky eater at home? Juice Plus is proven to change your metabolic programming. And what that means is that when you're flooding your body with all of these nutrients, you start craving more of the same. So when you see kids that were previously only eating white colored foods and they start asking to have more fruits and vegetables and salads, you know you've got something figured out, right? So we've talked about the micronutrition for our bodies through the Juice Plus capsules or gummies, but we also need healthy macronutrients every day, like fibers, that's funny, fibers, carbs, and proteins. And the complete shake mix is a delicious way to get more of the most nutrient-dense, minimally processed, water-washed plants for those healthy fibers, proteins, and carbs. So we have the highest quality plant-based protein according to the International Standard for Protein Quality. And in addition, there's other amazing superfood ingredients like spirulina, broccoli and radish sprouts, pumpkin seed. I don't know too many of us or our kids who want to walk around with spoonfuls of spirulina every day, but it sure is easy when it tastes like a chocolate shake, right? And these are about the quarter of a price of a smoothie or a green drink, which can't even come close to the nutrient density and quality of these guys. And they're portable. You can grab them and go, take them anywhere. It's super healthy fast food. So the Juice Plus products are really super simple concept. They're easy, they're affordable. But one of the things that struck me the most when I was first introduced to Juice Plus and started feverishly researching it is that over 36 published peer-reviewed gold standard medical studies from some of the top universities and institutions in the world like Harvard, Cambridge, Yale, MD Anderson Cancer Research Center. These studies prove the efficacy of these plant powders and the amazing benefits in our body. But not only that, they're all third-party NSF certified, which just means everyone can rest assured that what they're putting in their body is completely safe, effective, without herbicides, pesticides, toxins, or chemicals, and there's nothing in the bottle that isn't listed on the label. So we're spending money on supplements anyways. Why not invest in something that is raw, whole food, and is the most widely researched in the world, right? So many of us whom you'll be hearing from tonight just recently jumped on board a movement called the Healthy Living Revolution. We're a community of people who are committed to taking healthy back for our friends, our families, and our communities. And the Healthy Living Revolution has some of the most amazing resources and programs to help inspire healthy living around the world. There's free cookbooks, there's free kids activity guides, there's free health support groups, and there's a wonderful program called the Shred 10. And the Shred is all about eliminating those habits and those toxins foods that aren't serving you and jumpstarting a healthier lifestyle. So the program is about eating more whole raw foods in general. And of course, Juice Plus has our back the whole time anyway. But in addition, drinking a ton of water, exercising most days, getting a lot of sleep, eliminating inflammation causing foods for those 10 days. And you know what? After 10 days, you won't believe how good your body can feel. So like I mentioned before, I'm very passionate about health. And I thought I was about as healthy as I could get. But after adding an additional 45 different plants into my body every day with these Juice Plus products, I really began to understand what true health was. And then with the Shred 10, that definitely showed me where my body was still holding on to some toxins and some habits that weren't serving me. So on my first shred, I lost 7 pounds, 2 inches around my middle. My skin cleared up. My bowels started functioning better. That's always a good thing, right? Some bloating I was dealing with went away. I had more energy and mental clarity than I've ever experienced. So I do a shred once per month now, and I can't believe the benefits I'm continuing to see. Besides the things I just mentioned, I am the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I have suffered from clinical depression my entire life, have been on and off of prescription medication for that. And what I realized being on this program for the past 3 years and being the happiest I've ever been is that 90% of your neurotransmitters are found in your gut. So if you can improve the health of your gut biome, your microbiome, it improves your mental function. In addition, I used to be constantly sick. I work with kids a lot, and now my immune system is rock solid. My allergies have majorly improved. I can't begin to tell you guys that the Juice Plus products in this program have been absolutely life-changing. But not just for me. I would love to be able to turn it over to my colleague Sharon so that she can share her powerful story. So Sharon, why don't you take it away?
Hi, thanks everybody. I'm Shannon, and I have been a healthy eater for a really long time because my parents both had heart attacks before the age of 52. So I knew my risk was high, and I wanted to do everything I could to prevent that from happening to me. So I ate a low-fat diet, I took in multivitamins every day, and I ran for exercise. Unfortunately, I was still sick or under the weather all the time, and I asked for prayer regularly from my Bible study group in hopes that I would just start feeling better. One of my friends from my Bible study group did try to share Juice Plus with me for about a year, but I just didn't get the importance of fruits and vegetables to my health. And I also thought, a little arrogantly, I'm a long distance runner. I need more proteins and carbs, not more fruits and vegetables. And I became certified as a running coach. And in our training, we were not taught the necessity of fruits and vegetables for our performance, for our recovery, or for our overall health. So I was even more resistant to trying Juice Plus. Fast forward a year and nothing about my health had changed, and I was entering a season of strenuous training and racing, and I couldn't afford to be down at all. So I did decide to try Juice Plus, and I took it on the day of my September marathon, not expecting much. The unexpected surprise the very next day was that I had very minimal muscle soreness. And I went on to race another marathon and an ultra marathon that same fall season. And throughout the course of that season, I was not sick one time. My recovery from my training and races was very fast, and my muscle soreness was minimal following those races. As a matter of fact, I even went on a walking tour of Nashville the day after my 50-mile race. And to me, that was unreal. The added bonus of taking Juice Plus and eating more fruits and vegetables is that my skin is softer, my wrinkles are reduced, my hair and nails grow really fast, I have more energy, and actually within 8 months of taking Juice Plus, my eyesight has improved. So I do feel more protected than ever from a heart attack, and the research absolutely backs this up, as well as the other numerous health benefits of Juice Plus. And I just feel that it's too great not to share with everyone. And so next we're going to hear from Adrian.
Hey everyone, so I'm basically going to piggyback off Shannon. I'm a former Division I athlete, a runner myself. I still am an athlete, and I want to be an athlete for life. At the time when I was a collegiate athlete, I thought this is the healthiest that I could possibly be. I am training every day. I have competitions on weekends. And I even had a sports nutritionist telling me, okay, this is what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat. I was introduced to juice ago. Now I love eating my veggies. I play more sports. I am even better than what I was 5 years ago. Not because all of a sudden I'm a better athlete, but because I can actually practice more every day, can train every day and not be sore the next day. And I'm recovering quicker and I'm not getting injured. So those factors definitely allow me to be that super athlete that I want to. So on top of that, like I come from a family that had just bad health. All my grandparents died from cancer. My mom had cancer. And for me, that's why prevention is so important, not only for the sports, but internally too. So it's like, why not share with my family? Like, I love them too much not to. So now I'm not only physically stronger and better on the outside, but I'm stronger from the inside out too. So yeah, basically that's what I want to say. And up next is Toni.
Thanks, Adrian. There we go. And hello, everybody. It's my honor to be here with you all tonight. I first heard about Juice Plus 17 years ago, and as Jeff alluded to, I was pretty skeptical at the time. It took me about a year to get on it, to get our family on it. I did a lot of research on it. I wanted to make sure it was what everyone was saying it was. And so we got on it, and I was kicking myself when we did, because even though we were very healthy, I did my best to feed my family really well. I knew we weren't perfect. We definitely had gaps, and Juice Plus absolutely made the most sense to fill in those gaps. So when we started, I was actually nursing my second child, and I noticed I had more energy right away, and I loved that. I was so excited. And over the years, I will tell you, probably the biggest gift Juice Plus has been to me as a mom is peace of mind with my kids. I now have 3 teenagers, 20, 18, and 15. And I just don't have the control over what they eat like I did when they were little. And I feel so great that they have that foundation every single day. I know they're starting their day with a ton of nutrition from fruits and vegetables, and that is huge. As far as the business side of things, I actually, because when we started, I had looked into Juice Plus so much, I felt like, I want everyone I care about to take this at the same time. So I went ahead and signed up as a rep at the same time that we started taking Juice Plus. And I really had no intention of building a business. I just was going to share it with a few friends and, maybe pay for our products on the side. That was all I wanted. At the time, my husband had a very stressful corporate job. He traveled a ton. So a lot of times I felt like a single mom. And I just wanted to, I didn't want to take anything else on, honestly. So that's where I was when Juice Plus, the business, came into my life. But what happened was I totally fell in love with the business model. I fell in love with the freedom and the flexibility of it, the fact that I could share Juice Plus when I was at the park with the kids or at the gym or having lunch with a friend. And I loved the fact that I could have, even though I could make my family my priority and really schedule my life around my kids and our family life, I had something of my own. And I can honestly say to you, I think this business has made me a much better mom. I've modeled for my kids how to set goals and how to dream and how to go for things. And I love the simplicity of it, but it's not easy. I will tell you that. I, over the years, have, had to find those stolen moments and be intentional about finding those stolen moments. But it took me 5 years to get to the top position in our company, the national marketing director position, which is a full benefit position. And I wouldn't change anything about my journey. It was perfect for me to have a third child and work part-time. But at that time, my husband was able to leave the corporate world. And so we have been doing Juice Plus for more than 10 years now as our only source of income. And we're so incredibly grateful for this business and this company. And I will say one of my biggest questions when I started was about the business model. I didn't really understand it. I had worked in corporate America, but I had never done any kind of home-based business. And so, as you see my little pyramid here, this is what a lot of my friends were like, oh, is it one of those? And the more I thought about it, actually, corporate America is more like this, the structure of corporate America. So when you think about, let's just say a grocery store, for example, King Soopers, our local grocery store, you know, right down here is where, you know, you've got checkers and cashiers. That's where most people are, you know, the foundation of the corporate structure. Then maybe you're a department manager, produce manager. And if you're doing really well, maybe you get to manage your own store. And then maybe you're a regional manager. And if you work really hard and put in a ton of hours, maybe you'll get up here and, you know, get to work in the corporate office. And then we all know at the very top, you've got your CEO, and there's really only one spot up there for the leader of the corporation. And that's a pretty typical corporate structure. And what I love about our business is we are, make sure you can see this here. I'll just do it here. Okay. Wow. I do like my artwork. I'm so talented. Hold on. Okay. We are more like this. Because everyone comes in at the same place. You pay your $50, that's how much it is to start your Juice Plus franchise. You pay $50, and then everyone has the opportunity to get to the top of our company. There's no, in fact, you can only get to the top position in our company if you are willing to help other people. And that to me is the coolest thing, because your check in our business is a direct reflection of the number of lives that you've changed, either with their health or with their wealth. And that to me is so exciting. So there's really everyone can get up here to NMD, and I'm gonna have to take a drawing class or something. Hopefully you can see that, but, and that's why there's no cap on it. It's unlimited. And you know, in corporate America, how long is it gonna take you to work up that ladder? And how many people can even get that far up the ladder? And here it's really an amazing opportunity that's open to anyone. You don't need any special skills, any special talents. You do need to be willing to work. Like I said, it's simple, but it's not easy. You need to have that work ethic, willingness to work. You need to be teachable. We have an amazing tried and proven system that if you're willing to follow the system, we can pretty much guarantee you're gonna have success if you follow the system. And you've got to have a desire, that desire. So I have to tell you, I am so, so grateful for this business and what it's done for my family and allowed me to be the mom I want to be there for my kids when they were young and growing up. And now it's allowing me to take care of my mom. And I know that if I had a typical corporate job, there's no way I could care for my mom like I'm doing now. So I'm extremely grateful for this company, this product, and the people that do this business are amazing. So now it's my pleasure to turn it over to Jessica Beal.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, hope you can hear me okay. I'm so excited to be on here for just a quick second. I'm kind of an opposite story where I'm fairly new into Juice Plus, but have some amazing testimonies so far. And basically, I am from the health and fitness industry. I've been in the health and fitness scene for 14 years. And about 6 years ago, I decided to take it on as a full-time career because I was faced with a divorce with 4 kids, and I needed to work full-time. And so I didn't know really what else to do besides do what I'm passionate about, which is helping people find the right fit for them as far as their health and fitness goes. And I've seen a lot of products. I've seen a lot of things out there, and I've tried a lot of different stuff because I wanted to create that additional income source for my family. And at the end of the day, I really want to provide more than just a roof over our heads. I want, I don't want to be stressed out when the Scholastic book sheet comes home and I'm stressing about how to, make that happen for my child. I don't want to be stressed out about, school field trips, etc. And I just want, I want more for myself and for my kids. And I feel like, we're deserving of that. And if I can do that in a way that provides others what I'm passionate about, which is helping them with their health and fitness, then I would, I'm all ears. And so I'm essentially super, irritated, mad almost that somebody in my world did not share this with me sooner, because I would have jumped on board much sooner. However, once I did hear about it and got to see the business side of it and get excited about it, I decided to create a 6 weeks to summer challenge. And I just threw up a quick post on Facebook, and I had a lot of people respond to that 6 weeks to summer challenge, which we are now ending the 6 weeks. And of the people that responded, about 13 of those people were new customers for Juice Plus and got on the 10-day shred. And within the 6 weeks, we did 2 10-day shreds. So they're wrapping up their second 10-day shred right now. And the results have been phenomenal. They were excited to start the second 10-day shred. And it's just been really great to see their results and my own results too. I've had more energy. I teach a lot of classes. And so I'm always looking for a way to get more energy besides just, carrying a coffee cup with me all day long. So for me, the energy piece has been huge. But as far as my clients go, it was an amazing way to get this business off the ground. And I think it's important to say that you certainly do not have to have a trainer background. This online challenge group that I ran, anyone could do it. Anyone who is passionate about helping others with their health and fitness. There's no reason why you couldn't do an online challenge, implement the shred and whatnot. So I just very excited that I was introduced to this when I was, because I definitely believe that health and fitness is a part of our life. It's not the enemy. It's what, gives us life. And I believe our kids learn by what we do, not just what we tell them to do. And I do believe it's possible to create income doing something that we love and not having to sacrifice our time and everything at the same time. So I'm excited for what the future holds with Juice Plus. It's a strong standing company. And I really appreciate the, last thing I really wanted to say is that with that 6 weeks, so last month I lost 2 clients, 2 personal training clients, and that's about $1,000 to me. And I don't have $1,000 just to throw out the trash can, right? I don't think any of us do. But because I created that 6 weeks to summer challenge, and I was able to help these other people with the shred and whatnot, Juice Plus replaced that $1,000 for me last month. So I am very grateful and just excited to go even further. So not to take any more time, I want to introduce Christen. She's up next, and take it over, Christen.
Thank you so much. And just to paint a little bit of background story for me, I'm up in the mountains near Aspen, Colorado, and I have an undergrad in kinesiology and work at a sports medicine clinic and was opening up my massage therapy practice when this came into my life. And I was really excited because I thought that I had it made. I was opening up my own practice. I was making a great hourly rate. I was going to be able to travel when I want and make my own schedule. And very quickly, I realized that owning your own business doesn't really do that, that you kind of become a slave to your clients, and my schedule is constantly in flux. And so basically, about a year and a half ago, so January, I met a gal who was very similar position to I was, and she'd been around the business for a number of years, and she'd taken it seriously and treated it like a business, and she was owning her life, truly the CEO of her own life. And so it really got me thinking, how could somebody like me pursue this and really be able to also own my own life instead of trading my dollars for hours, which is what I was doing with my massage therapy practice. And so to kind of paint a picture of what that looked like between January and June of last year, so a 6-month window, my team and myself were able to help enough people get the fruits and vegetables in their body that Lacey was talking about, that I was able to start dwindling down on the clients I was working on and go on a 2-month road trip, East Coast to West Coast, drove up into Canada, flew down and went surfing in Mexico. And the whole time I was able to work from my phone, whether I was in the car, at the campsite, on a plane. And I just kind of surprised myself going, oh my gosh, like, I don't say any of this to be egotistical. I just share it because I'm an average person who caught a vision by being in a community and being at something like you're at right now. And I thought, if she can do it, I can do it. And so after I had that experience last summer, I got a little taste of what real freedom was like. I thought, what's going to happen in 1 year? And the team keeps growing. Things are getting more exciting. And actually in 3 weeks, my sweetheart and I are going to Europe for a month, and excited to start some international business. And, I am so thankful for the flexibility and the time freedom that it's allowed for me. Juice Plus has allowed for me, but I am so inspired and constantly rewarded by seeing team members around me being able to, whether it's be at home with their children, work at retiring their own husband, whatever their dream is. Juice Plus is a vehicle to help people like live out those dreams that so many of us have kind of put the candle out. And so I have an even fancier whiteboard than Toni. We like to be duplicatable in this business. And so I think most people are like, I don't actually know that many people. And I bet you know more people than you think you do. And so it kind of looks like something like this. I was just the person in the middle. I had a couple customers and I didn't do anything with it for a year because I didn't know enough or have enough confidence to really pursue that further until I met Jake Kelly a year and a half ago. And so once I decided to step out of my comfort zone, I reached out to a guy who was in my massage therapy class. And lo and behold, I didn't know what he was going to say, but he thought, you know what, this is great for myself and my wife. And in fact, we've got some family members who would really benefit from this. And you know what, from there, our social network all of a sudden has people that are wondering what we're up to, and we want to help them, and they're excited to learn about what we're doing. And then Facebook was a wonderful thing. I hadn't talked to this gal in 10 years since I was in high school, but we start chatting on Facebook, reconnected, and find out that her husband's opening a chiropractic clinic. And they were looking for a way to help their patients with health and supplementing a higher quality of life. So not only were they helping themselves and their patients, but they taught a few people in their community the same thing. So now all of a sudden, the people in their community are being flooded with fruits and vegetables. I got another gal who had a pregnancy story, who really likes working with mothers and with tower gardens. And so she was another person who is reaching a whole nother group of people that I by myself would not have been able to reach. And so this is just constantly expanding out and out and out. And it's a ripple effect of what this can look like. And so, I believe that this business, you don't have to sacrifice time for money, but that you get to create both. And I believe that there's a way for people to live out their dreams of freedom instead of having to wait for, that short bit in the year where you get to go on that vacation once a year or maybe after retirement. And I just envision a world where the golden handcuffs that so many of us know just don't exist because we have the belief in ourselves and we have the ability to just be with our family and with our loved ones. And just that we can understand that so much of our world right now is underpaid and underappreciated in JOBs, and that something like this really allows people to cast a vision and again dream big things and do those things that they might not ever thought that they were going to be able to do. So Jeff, I'm going to pass it back to you to close us down.
All right. Well, you've heard from a few stories tonight, and there are thousands and thousands and tens of thousands more. We're in 25 countries. And as I said, I remember when I was introduced to this conversation 15 years ago, it was timely fruit and vegetable powders. That makes sense. Plant powders, people don't eat enough. It made sense to me. Then it made sense to my family. Then my wife wanted to share it with others. When moms find something that they love, they want to share it. It was a timely conversation then. It's a timely conversation now. Our market is sort of those people who don't eat enough fruit and vegetable, as they say, from the womb all the way to the tomb. And, whether in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, we had people from all shades of humanity consuming plant powders and also doing our business. You know, we did about $650 billion last year as a company. We're headed to do about we're headed towards $1 billion over the next 3 years. And we have a tremendous amount of momentum. I think the point I want to leave you with is a timely conversation. The timing is really good, but ultimately this is timeless. People had trouble eating enough fruit and veg 20 years ago. They're going to have trouble eating enough fruit and veg, 20 years from now, and they have trouble eating it today. I listening to Adrian and Shannon, one of my professional goals is to help pull sports nutrition into the 21st century. I believe plant powders are going to become standard of care in medicine. You heard Lacey mention a healthy living revolution. When I heard that word revolution, I thought of the American Revolution, and I thought, well, maybe we shouldn't get too big, too big for our britches here. We're just, trying to, talk about fruits and vegetables. If you understand revolution is nothing more when the nature, this is a definition of revolution if you want to write this down. Revolution is when the nature and power of distribution shifts. Think about that, marinate on that. Good companies are looking for good people. And as I said, on behalf of everyone here that tuned in tonight, hopefully we've given you some food for thought, that maybe you saw a bit of your story in our story. And we invite you to come, whether it's a live event or a Starbucks coffee or another one of these phone calls or an old-fashioned phone call. Get with the person that invited you to learn more. I think as you do your homework, as you do your due diligence, the more you know, the more you will want to know. And at least that was my experience. I came in with some resistance. I had illusions of knowledge. I didn't know what I didn't know, but I marinated in this culture, in this community, in these products, in these services, and I realized the real company, the real world, make a real difference one person at a time. The earth did not move for me when I got on Juice Plus. It was a compounding effect over time, and that compounding effect of these produce powders is changing the game around the world. So on behalf of everyone, I think one of the greatest gifts we can give anyone and share with anyone is the gift of health. I believe in private enterprise, and this is, the barriers to entry are low, and we invite you as 1099 independent change agents to step into, our world and then go make a difference in your world. And I envision a world where you get to work on your dreams versus an employer's dreams. And so